Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin'. We are headed out to do some winter bass fishing. We've got an icy morning, but the conditions look good. I think it's gonna be fun. Let's go. If you guys missed our last video, Tim and I just announced our newest bait project. We put out a micro A-rig, literally built for throwing, 2.8s, 3-inch swim baits, little tiny stuff, a true micro rig. So we're definitely throwing that today. We'll probably do some mid-strolling. Maybe we'll throw the swim bait, a jig, a jerk bait. It's a bluebird day today, but it's a few degrees warmer than it's been the last few days. We're hovering right at freezing right now, which is not so bad. So I think it's gonna be a really good day. These fish, with the temperatures rising midday, might even push up a little bit shallower. We'll see. We're gonna start out trying to fish some shadows, fish some of the places where some big ones might be creeping around, and then we'll just adapt from there. Well, he's not the biggest bass, but he'll get us started. You ate that micro rig. Little 3-inch Demiki armor shad on a guppy head. Not your typical A-rig, that's for sure. Not your typical A-rig setup either. 610 medium heavy, light braid, 12-pound leader. When you've got tough conditions, when fish don't want to bite, that's the deal. There he is. Gotcha. Another smaller fish, but we'll take him. Come here. I know you've got a big brother around here somewhere. He's got that middle bait choked. Choked. Another little guy. Where are the big ones? We're gonna run it. He's got 2 hooks in the mouth. Oh, that's awesome. We'll find the right ones, don't you worry. We're not gonna just catch rats all day. There we go. Was right when I went to twitch it. Nice, that's a little better fish. That's on the mini flex, not the micro flex. So slightly larger, 4-inch thin swim baits, 4-inch easy shiners on top. I made a move and my watercolor changed a lot. It's pretty murky, almost downright muddy right here. So I went to that slightly larger profile. Got him. Nice. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining us. It's a good one there. He's fat and healthy too. We're back on that micro rig. I'm fishing a bluff wall, steep wall, deep water. That's a good one. He's got one guppy head in his mouth. Gotcha. I just didn't want to bend a hook. Right in the roof of the mouth. We'll take that. That is too much fun. My conditions are not ideal. The wind has started to come across and it's, I don't know how cold it is. It got a whole lot colder when that wind started blowing. So that's why I got on a steep bank. Those fish are a little more insulated because it's easier for them to move up and down. And it worked right away. That is too much fun. Thank you, friend. I told you we wouldn't catch little micros all day. We're getting some better fish. Oh, it's a white bass. He felt a little stronger. I was hoping that was a good largemouth. I decided to drop down a little bit deeper. Went to a 1/4 ounce, 3.5 spunk shad. Bottom strolling, shaking that thing right along the bottom, nice and slow. We have gotten off of our target species. I saw a ball of shad. We're in about 22, 23 feet of water right up against the rocks. And I saw a ball of shad down there on the bottom. Fired that out there, but it seems to be white bass chasing them around. That's a good white bass. I'll give him that. That's a nice one. Hey, buddy. I made a little switch on that guy is short but so fat. What a healthy fish. I made a little switch. These are the Slim Swims from Z-Man. Very, very tight action baits. They look really, really good, especially this time of year. Little 3-inchers on there. We're gonna make another move. I had actually made my mind up to pull the trolling motor right before that fish bit. I would imagine to you guys, the places we're stopping look really random. And in the wintertime, what I try to do is fish high percentage places. So they may not all look the same, but I'm on all of them for a reason. So I'm fishing intersections, like where creeks hit the main lake. I'm hitting pinch points where the lake gets really narrow. Oftentimes when it gets really narrow, it'll get steep, like that spot we were catching those fish on the shade. Sometimes on those narrow spots, you get points on both sides too, and those can be excellent. If there's rock on them, even better. Fishing the ends of some points, breaks on flats, but places where it's easy for fish to move up and down to feed. So a place to feed and a place to rest that are not far apart. You won't see me way back on a shallow flat right now where those fish, if a cold snap hit, they'd have to go a quarter mile. I don't want that. I want a spot where if they want to get from 5 feet to 15 feet, they have to go 20 feet, 30 feet, right? It just immediately right there where they can transition. So we're gonna make another run, keep hitting some spots, trying to piece this thing together. I love to fish on the days with perfect conditions, but sometimes that's not what we've got. Today is one of those days. I'm gonna put my other jacket back on. This breeze that has kicked up is freezing. I mean, it's dropped to the effective air temperature at least 10 or 15 degrees. It's pretty darn brisk out here. So I'm gonna put another jacket on. We'll make a run, but we're gonna keep hitting these likely places, throwing stuff that works when the fish are shut down. We'll see if we can't catch some more. Oh, I lost him. Dang it. Ooh, that felt like a good fish. That was on the Dyna Response, the Megabass blade bait. There's a bass. Hey, buddy. Feels pretty solid. Hey, buddy. Boy, I am glad to see that one right there. To be honest, I got a little sideways out here today. Things kind of got away from me. We zigged when we should have zagged. So this morning we started out pretty strong, all things considered. And then I started making some long runs, and the farther I went, the muddier and the colder that water got. Ooh, missed him. And that cold mud, I mean, if you're not familiar with bass fishing, mud in water in the 40s, it's about as tough as it gets. So it just got tougher and tougher and tougher to catch fish today, and we don't have good weather conditions to start with. So I finally just scrapped it, doubled back, got a lot closer to the boat ramp, thought I'd pull up on one more steep bank. We got a little bit more water clarity here. Things are a lot more normal, and immediately get a bite. Oh, there's one right there. Nice. That's a good one. Stay on, stay on. Thank you. That'll work right there. That micro rig is not for catching micros. It's just for catching them when the conditions call for those downsized baits. Look at this behind me. Can you guys see the birds? I mean, this is so much more life than I've seen all day. All of a sudden, it's happening right here. 2 hooks in the mouth again. They are eating that rig whole. Crazy. Nice. Come here, buddy. Come here. All right, guys. I think we're going to end it on that one right there. Too cool. You know, the neat thing here, one, is that we're able to adapt and catch them under tough conditions. But two, for all this bird activity right here, I got no bites in any of that. Every single one of my bites came up in that last little shade line. Hang on, let me move the boat. The fish are sitting right on that little shade edge. Clearly, there's a bunch of bait fish behind me. That's what the birds are doing. But these bass, they're cold and they're ambushing prey. So they are using that shade line to actively hunt. That way, they're not just expending a bunch of energy in the open water. It's really interesting, even with that bait, that last bit of shade is where all those largemouth have chosen to sit. This time of year, you really want to pay attention to those subtle details. Now, in the video description, of course, I'm going to link you the rigs, the specific baits, because all 3 of the rigs I threw today had different baits on them, and they're all for very specific things. I'm not throwing a bunch of random baits on here. So I'll link all that for you in the description, of course, the rods and everything, but hopefully you enjoyed coming along as we threw the micro. The thing about this, you know, a lot of people don't like throwing an A-rig because they used to be cumbersome. When Tim and I designed that original flex rig, we were trying to get away from that. Then we built that mini flex, downsized even further. Now we're down to the micro. I mean, I'm throwing this, the other rod I'm throwing this on is a 7.2 medium light. This is literally the same weight as a spinnerbait. I mean, anyone can throw a rig at this point, and this is not the rig for every situation. You know, I got in that muddy water, not enough movement, not enough drawing power. But when I'm in this clearer water, maybe, I don't know what that is, maybe 2.5 feet of visibility, the fish are kind of in a funk, it gets them. It's very cool. And of course, it's going to work really well in that crystal clear water. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed coming along. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.